we have just a nice practice of extension. We started with the tendus, and we want the rotation of the upper body to be involved. And going to the side, cross body, and twisting toward the finish. We do that on both sides. And again, they're not ballet tendus, but they're tango tendus. And then we have the opposite upper body motion, where we start twisting towards the free foot, and then it gives us the homolateral twist in each direction. Just doing this a few times a day for a few weeks give you a whole new level of coordination. And then we have transferring weight in 3 different styles, but across the spectrum. We have the extending haunting style, where we have a lot of pre-extension in whichever leg we're going into, but we're trying to take away any apparent impulse. If we were filmed just from the waist up, you wouldn't even know exactly when we're stepping. That's the goal. So this is the extending haunting style step. No impulse, lots of control all the way through the transfer. And as always with all of these styles, lots of extension through the free leg. Then we have the opposite. We have the lunging falling style step. Very useful for many things, like traspié, like heavily punctuated steps, like leading contraballeos, receiving sacadas. Boom. It's the polar opposite. It's all impulse, letting gravity take us, and then pushing off, mostly with the calf, right? Whoa. Lots of extension with the trailing leg. Then we have a hybrid of the two. We find ourselves in the middle of the spectrum, where we have a lot of pre-extension and a lot of impulse. Great for giving sacadas. Here and rum. And here's pre-extension and the impulse. So we have those 3 styles: extending, haunting, lunging, falling, and a hybrid of the two to practice. And different teachers specialize in those different styles, and you can go really deep in one of those styles of movement with certain teachers and then with others. Then we have a little bit of practice just walking, forward walking, either heel strike or toe, but the trailing leg is always really, really extending and pushing off for the walk. We really want to point that toe behind us, regardless of how we're landing in front. We got into pivoting. We did quarter pivots to start with. Again, trying to keep the upper body as smooth as possible. This is the forward ocho direction, but without the step, it's hard to see it's a forward ocho, right? And we did half turns, also trying to keep that in, do a very good job there, but we send the hips ahead of us. The upper body goes a little, the hips go further, and in this way we keep the upper body moving smoothly, using a little glass of water, shot glasses, whatever, something more expensive as you get better at it. And then we did the same thing with the full turn, trying to keep the upper body moving as slowly as possible. We have someone we care about in our arms, of course, maybe a very delicate dancer. We want to really take care of them while we do that down below. Now that's more twist and harder than what we'd normally do in the dance, and that's the point of drilling, right? Doing solo drills. We did those backwards as well. My weight's on my right foot, but I'm twisting to my left. And this becomes very useful for a lot of the most famous leader decorations, the lapis, aguja, all of that comes from the back pivot while we're keeping the upper body moving very smoothly. I mentioned engaging the transverse abdominis helps a lot with that. Pull in your lower belly. Do it while you're doing dishes, do it while you're driving, do it while you're waiting in line at the grocery store. Suck in that lower belly, breathe in your lower back a little, I didn't mention that. Expand those ribs, right? And then we had, what was the very end?
Tilting.
Spilling, yes, thank you. Thank you. Spill, yeah, we had 10 different directions with the hips. We have spilling and sliding and rotation. So we have spilling in 4 directions, forward, back, side to side. That's really hard, right? And then we have just sliding, pretending this is a bowl of water and not spilling it, just sliding forward or back. This back position is really useful for leading, not spilling, but pulling back. and sliding without tilting the pelvis from one side to the other. And then we have the rotation. Without moving our leg or stressing our knee, we can just go a little bit, and that's all we need. Ah. Ah. There was also the comment that no matter what, we support our partner, especially when we're in a stable position and they're compromised. But other than that, we're going for relaxing the arms as much as we can, because tension is easy. Relaxing takes much more practice. So we're trying to do things as softly and as relaxed as possible. And then the final thing, I'll let you film it, but you can't tell other tango teachers, okay, is that it's an amazing advantage for leaders to be a little bit either slid or spilled here with the right hip out a little bit more. And a little bit of an angle down to the left. We nicknamed that the Italian wing because it's cool. But dancing a bit like this, with a little bit of an angle here, is a huge advantage in leading the cross, a huge advantage in leading the left turn, giving it more power, stabilizing the right turn. I'm still leaning to my left, right, for the right turn. And you'll find many, many other advantages to that little bit of asymmetry. Okay, that's it.